say the artwork for my thing was amazing, and I'm going to find the poem. And also, and one of the things that they decided they focus on a line, which is good because I didn't focus on any line, and they explained it to me. And it was about surveillance, watching surveillance. So part of the time they put the poem so you could read it in a mirror, which I thought was good. So if people walking around Newham with mirrors, my poem was the one. Actually, what happened was that Stephen very kindly asked me to submit something. And obviously he's a bit of an imposter here because they're real poets in the room as opposed to himself. And I sent him something, and then of course it was too much, so he cut it. But he's given me 7 minutes, so you're going to get the whole thing. Having said that, there's a line here I hate, and I'm not going to read it unless I change my mind. So, but I'm also blind. This is not easy, is it? When you've got it on a small thing like this, with this. Yeah. Okay. The best of it is the title, so focus. Because after that it's downhill. Okay, this is it though. The title. It's in.
Italics.
No, it's silent.
Italics.
Italics. I thought you said Gallics. No, italics, exactly. It's in italics. Anyway, to the point now, let's read it properly. Directions, questions askance a rude public house built of broad paling, our bivouac 4 miles from Willunga. Mrs. Calder, how are your scenes? When you have an obsession, do you take it to the bath private? Are you one of those who gets jealous when you hear he died? Just when you think you know this street, it points direct at your heart. Is her illness so perfect some days you think it indecent to pray? Breely, his wife, child, and a little tidy nursemaid enjoy a comfortable berth in a pisse building roofed with 2-foot shingles, and the few cattle make little return, nor is it to be expected on the herbage they alone can find. You are part of the total population here only officially. Follow the vapour trails of mute brides on your days off. Do not bite with your font teeth. Avoid ritual combat. Is there really any evidence for that emotional fragility of yours? When was the last time we really talked dirty? A bird in the hand is most likely dead or a flagship. The black screen you watch is a mirror of insincere descriptions. When we split in two, are we doubled or gone? Do you know the difference between anger and disintegration? Are your friends all cheap? Hitherto, we have lived on salt meat, only with a few exceptions. Tea, likewise, has been our ordinary beverage since we drank out the 2 kinds of beer. Once we had the satisfaction of seeing a very large emu, on the breast of which is a very hard protuberant lump of hard flesh occasioned by the animals, always throwing itself upon that spot when about to lie down. The legs are of good length and exceedingly strong. If we consider the fate of Neanderthals 40,000 years ago, can we be certain that this time climate change and disease will reward us likewise? Shouldn't we work harder? The afternoon snicker is an unavoidable obligation. Wild nature peeps back through cracks in the pavement and your unshaven legs. I saw you step up, but we're really just going with the flow. Will your suicide aid and abet the vanity of your disgust? Which is the furthest south? Dormitory flower, evil miracle. I like the fact that you've held your nerve and dressed well despite the auburn. Hold someone, hold on tight, hold on until your gravity confesses your unavoidable obscurity and eyelash whimsy. Is your divided attention a crossroads or T-junction? Here's a beautiful phrase. She goes out to the white linen sea. It should be in a poem, and then scrubbed out. The principle, murder your darlings. The valley of Mutaparinga is a beautiful spot situated at the bottom. All that is available is pasturage for sheep and goats. Strangeways is a bushman. We should yet be obliged to wait at least a month before we could stand any chance of getting our land. Our expectations are constantly blighted. Did you mean it when you said you thought all poetry is evil? I'd put you in a poem immediately after you said that. The thing is, I don't know if I was trying to prove your point or not. Some days I can't understand the simplest bike or supermarket basket. Do you understand the blind mechanisms of this town? Maybe you're that sort of device. Are your sparks still flying? What's so bad with meaningless? Don't you ever dance with the lights off to seething radio? Surveillance only becomes a problem when we start to look back into the cameras. The underground station in the rain torments the dead and living with role reversals and sci-fi. How self-confident are you really with your pipes and vests, rollers and borders? Are they all up to date with their rents? Are you the notorious slut? If reality collapses, does that mean we should expect more magic? The culture of potatoes having hitherto proved a most remunerating crop, I thought it would be a profitable speculation for us to engage in it if we could obtain land on easy terms. Did you really not see the guy on the floor with his cash hand out? Are you really changeless? Are these the true habits of greatness? Is your comedy a kind of twilight? Did you ever meet Catullus? In the survey, did you see the art of her monologue now? This is the twitching hour, I guess. There's an obdurate stink in the gift horse's mouth. What about the other kinds? Are you inventing great scars over the hill? Are giants coming? You look exhilarated when that sun exploded. Who lives outside of your drastic reservations? Do you ever see the stars above? Who was the last person you dreamed of? Last Christmas the lights seemed less invented and more friendly. I remember demons with holes in their pockets. Writers, alas, are given wounds. I have nothing more. So the equation chits scar tissue and black discs. So, how are your scenes?